Yo, 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 this is your boy Fireworks, and welcome back. This is Snoopers Gonna Snoop YouTube channel. The beautiful white gold is here with us today, and we are about to go see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So after all the trailers and all the movie reactions, and even the one that y'all said that y'all didn't like, but it's not that bad, and Afterlife, we're here to take a look at the sequel. So, sweetheart, how do you feel about going in to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire today or
I'm
tonight?
so excited. I can't wait. I'm just excited to see how it continues, I guess, with these characters and how they become more like a team, I guess.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see how the franchise is carried after Afterlife. That's a big thing for me. It's kind of like with Scream, when you move away from Neve Campbell, how does the franchise survive? If I'm going to guess and assume before I go in, I think that maybe this is where the OG cast kind of passes the baton off to the newer, younger generation, which I'm hoping, because I think the actor that or the actress that plays Phoebe can carry this franchise by herself. Yeah. Laura Mercier, and she's awesome.
And then Mike from Stranger Things.
Yeah, Mike from Stranger Things. So, we're really excited to go take a look. Dizzy's not going to be here with us today. It kind of sucks. I miss my guy, but he'll be here for Godzilla vs. Kong or Godzilla Kong next week. All right, so. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up and leave a like. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so when we do a video just like this, you all will get it first. All right, so we're going to go in and see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and then, of course, we'll be back after the movie to give you all what we thought. And yes, spoiler review, okay? So I'm Fireworks, the beautiful white gold. This is Snoopers Gonna Snoop YouTube channel, and we back. All right, you guys, so welcome back. We just got back in from seeing Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. All right, so spoilers before we get into this. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't want to be spoiled, click off, you dig. Come back after you watch it. If you have, let us know how you feel. All right, so White Gold, how do you feel about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire?
It wasn't really what I expected. I still enjoyed myself watching it and being at the movies and stuff, but I feel like it was kind of slowish, but then it finally got to it. We got to know about the villain and stuff like that, but it was only a short time of actually fighting the villain or going against the villain. And then there was this ghost girl, and I don't know, I feel like she wasn't necessarily important or necessary for the time or the storyline or whatever, because I don't know, it just kind of didn't make sense to me. But I don't know, I feel like I wanted an 8-person, the 8-part cross streams of the ray guns, but instead they were just all kind of doing it separate and stuff. And then he froze the streams again, and he did it already, and then he did it again. So I was like, dang, because the first one it was okay, cross the streams, and they did it. And then I kind of wanted that in this one with all of them, even with Melnitz. Because she finally put her little uniform on looking cute, which I loved, but I just wanted that.
You might get that down the road.
Yeah. But I feel like the funniest person was the Fire Master dude. Because he just had them joke. I don't know, he was funny, but I don't know, it was the last 30 minutes is what if I was to watch it again, I would just start it from maybe 40-ish minutes and then watch it to the end, because that was it basically for me anyway. I feel the best parts, this was one of the ones I was the best parts were in the trailer. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, the end of it was find the villain and woohoo, but it made me feel nostalgic too, seeing Slimer. And just certain things definitely did make it, but they also modernized it, a freaking drone trap. Like, you know, it was like that was good balance between like modernizing it and then going back to the first one, you know, and combining them. But I don't know. That's my take on it.
What do you give it out of 10?
Probably like a 6.5.
Okay. Which one do you like more, Afterlife or this?
I think Afterlife.
Okay.
But I'll probably watch it again so I can maybe like, I don't know, maybe I'll feel different if I watch it again, but that's what it is for now for me.
Okay. Well, for me as a Ghostbusters fan, I absolutely had the time of my life. Everything that I wanted out of it, I got out of it. Okay, so let's start off. It looks like they were 12, so it looks like it takes place 5 years or 3 years after Afterlife, right? Because Trevor is 18, Phoebe is 15, and looks like that Paul Rudd's character and their mom has spent some more time together. Podcast has grown up. The other girl, Lucky, she's grown up a little bit. Lucky is the only one that kind of maybe looked around the same age as she did in the last film, but everybody else you could tell got some age on them, especially Mike, which he was funny too. I think that this felt like an episode of the cartoon, and I also felt like that this is not in the trilogy of Afterlife. I feel like Afterlife was a closing point to the first 3 movies, and I feel like that watching it now and seeing it all, I think that this is the first of their films, and I'll explain later once I get down the road of what I'm talking about. But Peck, the guy that got into it with in the first movie with the mayor and all that, he's now the mayor, who is still Nicholas, and causing them problems, just being that guy. And they come up on this orb. It's from past time. I like the small backstory. The beginning part was awesome with the whole room frozen. It was dope. It kind of brings the suspense into the villain that we're talking about, which builds up all the way to the end. Kind of like she said in the last like 30, 40-ish minutes where they actually get to battle. That's why I say it feels like an episode of the cartoon where like you've learned about this villain, you figure it out, and then and like there's a balance where you go back and forth between like the cartoon and then what this movie has to offer with as far as the expansion of the story, like Phoebe and then being older. What is she going through as a teenager? She's got that 15-year-old, you know, teenage spunk on her. She don't want to listen. She wants to do stuff that she's not her age. Stuff like that. And I think that's where the Ghost Girl came in. The vulnerability of her dealing with what she's dealing with at that age. And her mom and them telling her, just like in the first movie, like, tell some jokes, go do something. And then any chance that she got to like, okay, she remembered what her mom said. Like when she got in front of Zool, she remembered what her mom said and was like, oh, I'm gonna tell a joke. Like at that point in time, which wasn't really what she meant, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the Ghost Girl in this movie is there to play on her vulnerability as a teenager and kind of the animosity that she's going on with Paul Rudd's character kind of being her dad, her mom kind of siding with him, how she feels about it. That whole ordeal. Trevor is on his own thing. He's going against Slimer, which I love that little thing. Lucky works in this facility now where ghostbusting is now like a research facility, which I think is an awesome expansion because in the 2016 Ghostbusters movie, they did some of this expansion stuff with different proton packs. They did upgrade the proton packs. They did have like Janine Melnitz had like the little pulsar weapon that was reminiscent of kind of what they did in the 2016 movie with upgrading that. So I like the little homage. Like looks like they took that idea from that movie and brought it over to this one, and they just kind of did it in a different way. They did modernize it in 2016, but in this one they just found a different way. They had Ernie, well, you all know what I'm talking about, but they had him play the guy who kind of explains it because he's funding it. Dan Aykroyd's character is still kind of the in-between. Bill Murray's still teaching. He's kind of in and out of the movie. You see more Janine Melnitz in this movie than you do Bill Murray's character. And it's not really a passing off a baton. The OG characters were really there to help them with things that would clean up a lot of well, how did they know that? And how did they like,
Right.
you know, like with the containment issue, they had there's a part in this where the big horny 12-foot thing, freezy looking thing, is trying to open the containment thing and let all these ghosts out. And so they needed the schematics and stuff like that to give to the younger kids, you know, the mom and Paul Rudd's character and stuff, so they can figure out how to fix it and stuff like that. Well, they were just going to find that in the folder. You had to get it from somebody, so they got it from,
Right.
you know, Ernie's character, and Dan Aykroyd's character helped talk about it, and because he helped Egon basically work on it back in the day and stuff like that. So that's where they were there more for. It wasn't like they brought him back to pull the movie, because their time was really dicey. He was really in and out. Dan Aykroyd probably is the one who spent the most time, and then Ernie would be second, and then I'll go Janine Melnitz. But they didn't really use the OG cast to pull the movie. And then, you know, at the end, it builds up to this character who, you know, basically takes over New York. The containment thing is blown up. They are able to stop the big frozen villain, but now the containment thing is open. Peck shows up at the end and tries to get, you know, lock them all up, but the crowd wants to thank the Ghostbusters, and so then he gets put in a position where he's like, well, you know, they win again, but they did save New York. At the end, he was like I want to say like a family Kamehameha wave.
Mm-hmm.
Like Phoebe had figured a way to like she said, the streams were like, the thing was just freezing the streams. You know, the proton pack, they were just freezing them. So what Phoebe did was she dipped the components in brass, because that thing is harmed with heat and brass, and it's like it's contained in brass because it can't break out of it. So she dipped her components in brass, and that was what was able to affect it or hurt it, to stop it to where it can't freeze it at least. And so at the end, you had the whole family, Trevor, the mom, Paul Rudd's character, all kind of like a father-son proton pack, you know, blast at the same time, where you had the Fire Master doing his thing. So I liked it, like Bill Murray and them's characters, they were frozen off to the side during this point in time in the movie. So they let the new gen shine there at the end. So if there was a passing off of batons, it was probably more so in that moment, but it wasn't like figuratively or literally, you know what I'm saying? It was more like, you know. So, like I said, the containment thing it was bust wide open. There's ghosts all over town, so it tells you that there's probably going to be another Ghostbusters movie or another issue. Now, do they bring back this frozen villain? I hope not. I hope we see another movie that's kind of set up the same way, where, and this is what Ghostbusters is, and some people are fans of it, some people may not be, but this is kind of what Ghostbusters is like. You know, it started out in the cartoon version like that. The first two movies is like that, where, you know, the first one's kind of an intro, and then you're dealing with Zool, and then when you get to the second movie, you have another villain. They didn't go back to Zool. You have another villain in that picture, which is Vigo. Yeah. And then, you know, Zool comes back in Afterlife, and then in this one, now you have a frozen. See what I'm saying? So like, it reminds me of like the TV show at the same time, going in and out of expanding the story with the characters and stuff like that. I really had a good time. I like, you know, like she said, maybe some people wanted the big cross the streams moment, but you might still get that, but like in the trilogy or in the third film, when it's all about to be over, and maybe down the road somebody else will get to race the Ghostbusters and can redo it. But I enjoyed myself, and on top of that, out of all the movies been in a long time, that theater was packed from bottom to top.
It was a full house, and it was pretty fun.
Like, that's all. That was awesome. There's people laughing, stuff like that. So we enjoyed ourselves. I had a good time. I can't wait to take a look at it again, like you said. I'm probably gonna go like 8. I don't think it's better than Afterlife, but Afterlife has a special tone to it because of the passing of Egon.
I was gonna say, like, between this one and Afterlife, I'm probably gonna go Afterlife.
You know what I'm saying? But I still do like this movie. A lot. And then at the end, they did say that this one was for Ivan. So I did. That just
that was and I was like, okay.
I was like, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That just, and then his son did help writing this movie. He didn't direct it though. I forget what the director's name was.
No, but Dan Aykroyd was an EP on it.
Yeah, Darren and Harold. Yep. They both were. So, and I did point that out to her. I like that because that means Harold Ramis's people gonna get paid.
Oh yeah, Harold. I seen Dan Aykroyd before, and I was like, okay, Dan Aykroyd.
That's awesome. So, but you all let us know down in the comments, how you feeling about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire if you've seen it. If you ain't seen it yet, like I said, if you're still here, go watch the movie and come back to the review and tell us how you feel about it. But I'm already wanting more Ghostbusters. I'm pretty sure that now, maybe some of the OG characters will stay away. Might have Venkman pop in. I like Dan Aykroyd's character being there to kind of mentor the team. I think if there's anyone I'd keep there, it'd be him. But I'm ready to see Phoebe and them be a team now. You know what I'm saying? So have fun. Ghostbusters rocks, y'all. I love it. But and also, if you all want us to react to some of the Ghostbusters cartoon episodes, y'all let us know in the comments because we'll do that too. You know what I'm saying? But again, before we get out of here, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up, leaving a like if you're new to the channel. Hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so when we do a video just like this, you all will get it first, okay? So make sure you all stay tuned to the channel because we got more content on the way, all right? I'm Fireworks, the beautiful white gold. This is Snoopers Gonna Snoop YouTube channel, and we out.